All right, Shalom, Shalom. This is Oracle Reuben coming out of Lions Den of Yashar account. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Ha, Rakah, Kwadash Ma'amaf. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, also to my elder as well, down here in the Lions Den of Yashar account, Mahara 1. Salutations to all the Akiran and four comes of the earth, push and choose sincerely. Today I have a lesson, Lord willing, is edifying to the hopefully elect. And with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and jump straight in there. All right. And coming from Ezekiel chapter 34 today. All right. And it reads, "And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, prophesy against the shepherds of Israel. Prophesy and say unto them, Thus saith the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shah, and to the shepherds, Woe be to the shepherds of Israel that do feed themselves. Should not the shepherds feed the flock?" So come, man. Hey, these shepherds feed themselves. These false shepherds, these hirelings, all right? They don't really care for the flock of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. So they're feeding themselves, man. They're feeding their own pockets. They're feeding their own lust. They're feeding their own just pride, or whatever the case may be. They're not feeding the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, as far as closing the gaps. Feeding the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, sheep, better to say. All right, they're not doing that. Why? Because they're not doing the things or seeking out the things that are pleasing to the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. All right, they only doing the things that are beneficial to their gain, you know. All right, why? Because they're lovers of themselves. All right, as scriptures say. All right, in the last times they're going to be lovers of themselves, you know. Just speaking on that part, so they don't care about the congregation of the Lord. They don't care about the flock of the Lord, but they care about themselves and how they're going to be able to do this and how they're going to be able to do that. Am I going to be able to get this? Am I going to be able to get that? Or whatever the case may be, you know. They're not trying to basically be that mediator, all right, as we're sent here to be by way of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, to close the gap. They're not trying to do that, man. You know, once again, they're out here for filthy lucre's sake or a status quo or whatever the case may be, man. You know, they're not out here for the love of the Lord, you know. All right. Nate the Snake, TD Snakes, Creflo Steal Your Dollar, Joel No Steam, the list goes on, man. You know, they're not of the Lord, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, Yahana, Tazariak, you know, so forth and so forth. If you're not speaking the truth, all right, according to what the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai has established, that's showing that you're not dealing with the Lord, or the Lord not dealing with you, and vice versa too as well, man. Why? Because if you love the Lord, man, and you're doing the things that are pleasing to the Lord, you're gonna, like as scriptures say, everything is gonna be done in decency and in order. So you're gonna be out here speaking according to the truth and not lying, man. Why? Because speaking the truth is decency and in order, all right? Verse 3 says, "Ye eat the fat, and ye clothe you with the wool. Ye kill them that are fed, but ye feed not the flock." So come, man, they getting out here eating the fat and the clothe you of the wool. So basically getting all the raiment, you know, taking in money, you know, different congregations take money. You got some out here charging for breakdowns, and the breakdown ain't even broke down. The shit already built up, and hey, man, shit, it wasn't able to be broke down. Why? Because the shit was never constructed, you know. Well, it was constructed of a lie. Yeah, John the Baptist, not a man of the Lord. There might be his embargo, you know. Hey, shit, they speak of these things, all right. You know, they get out here telling lies, all right? Just so they can, what's the word I'm looking for? They get out here telling lies, all right, basically, all right, telling you something that they know that's going to get you to go and it's going to have you feeling good, so that way they can make themselves feel even better, you know? Oh, yeah, somebody's going to get a blessing today. La, 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 la. All right, yeah, man, if you a true man of the Lord and you want get the breakdown, da 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 da, you would pay this $19.97 a month, well a week, to hear these breakdowns in classroom. Just saying something, you know. But yeah, man, that's the things that they do, the things that they move around like, you know. It says the disease, verse 4, the disease have ye not strengthened, neither have ye healed that which was sick. All right, why? Because they don't have the true word of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua. As scripture saying Wisdom of Solomon, neither was it herb, neither mollifying plaster that brought you back to health, but it was the word of the Lord that did so, man. All right, so by way of the words of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua, we're able to heal. All right, we're able to heal the sick. All right, and cleanse people by way of the word, by the washing of the word, man. You know, but these false prophets, they wouldn't be able to do so. Why? Because, all right, they out here speaking lies, man. They're not speaking the truth of the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. All right, as scripture say, the truth shall set you free, and that's in all aspects, man. By way of, hey, shit, if you have any ailments, why? Because, hey, by way of the truth, hey, you're gonna have hope, you're gonna have inspiration, you're gonna have faith in what the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua has for us, man. So within these last times, man, so if you're sick, shit, hey, the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, Yahweh Ratazah, we'll be able to be given those spiritual powers whereby we're able to heal, man. You know, go out here healing our people. All right, and just not with the word of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, but also physically too, as well as the Lord did. As scripture say, as the Lord say, man, these things that I did, ye shall do also, man. So yeah, the Lord healed the blind. All right, we'll be able to do the same so as well, man. You know, if you're sick, hey, Yahweh Ratazah, we're those vessels of the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, and within these times, He give us that increase. That way, we will be able to continue to exalt His power even more by healing the sick, man. All right, you know. All right, it says, neither have ye bound up that which was broken. All right, you know, hey, shit, the whole structure of our people, man. You know, the whole foundation of our people. It's not necessarily broken, but what the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua have established. All right, they're just not taking heed to it. So with that being said, hey, they're not closing that gap. You know, that's the gap. That's the gap that's broken. All right, that bridge by way from us to the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. All right, they're not closing that gap. They're not getting out here giving that connection from Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua to His people, to His sheep. Why? Because they don't have that connection, man. So therefore, how could they be admitting back to the marriage? All right, and they're not even invited to it. You know, they have on the improper clothing. They have on the improper attire. So shit, they can't even get ready for what's to come themselves. All right. So as scripture say, if a ruler hearken to lies, all his servants are wicked. So you got these false prophets out here that's hearkening to lies. So by a way of association, you out here telling lies. Shit, you all guilty, man. You and the people that you out here teaching to, the congregation you out here teaching to. Why? Because you're not speaking the truth for the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. It says, neither have ye brought again that which was driven away, neither have ye sought that which was lost, but with force and with cruelty have ye ruled them. So come, man, hey, they not getting out here finding the lost sheep of Israel. They not here getting out here speaking in the words of the shepherd, the great shepherd, which is the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. So therefore, hey, they can't get the sheep together. Why? Because they're not speaking of this good shepherd, man, which is the Lord Yahweh Shai. They're not speaking of the truth. All right, and scripture say, my sheep shall hear my voice, and his sheep are not hearing his voice through these false prophets, man. You know why? Because they're getting out here speaking things of their own. For instance, for example, it's June, ain't no micro C hip. Shit, yeah, it's that time, man. A few years later down the line, it's June again, and guess what? Shit, you got people out here. They want to start implanting inmates and whatnot. You know, so we're in those times. All right. The Mott B. All right. Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. So hey, by the earth given into his hands, hey shit, he's about to get ready to come down with great wrath. Why? Because Revelation 12:12 states that he have a short time. And also the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua set boundaries that Esau will not be able to pass, man. And shit, he's getting a little claustrophobic. Why? Because he's getting to he's getting to where he has no wiggle room. He won't be able to do too much, man. Why? Because he's coming up on that boundary that the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua has set for him that he won't be able to get past, man. So with that being said, he see that he have a short time, so he's coming down with great wrath. All right, he's coming down with all type of wickedness. He's coming out with all type of chaos. So therefore, hey, we got to stay prayed up. We got to stay 10 toes down for the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. That way we won't be able to get knocked off our pivot, which is the foundation, which is the rock of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, man. All right. Verse 5, it says, and they were scattered because there was no shepherd, and they became meat to all the beasts of the field when they were scattered. So come on, man, by there's no shepherd, man. Shit, the people are not being led correctly, man, spiritually, all right. Far as scripture say, raise up a child in the way he shall go, and he shall not depart. All right. So by you guys not out here speaking the truth, all right, and by these people coming into the truth or seeking after the truth, they're spiritually babes, man. And no matter what form or way you look at it, they're spiritually babies. So, hey, as scripture say, raise up a child in the way he shall go, and he shall not depart. All right. It says, all right. So by them not having the truth of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, they're scattered, man. Why? Because there's no one there to lead them. Why? Because you're out here spewing out lies and speaking out your side of your neck. Hey, shit, they're not even be able to be led correctly. Why? Because shit, they're being led by the wisdom of this world and not by the wisdom of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. So, for instance, for example, oh yeah, man, come down here and get so we can host the 53rd annual ISUPK Passover, stuff like that, man. They want you to do wickedly so you can do something that seems righteous, all right? You know why? Because shit, they out here having Passover in the club and whatnot. Hey, Shalaki, man, I'm tired as hell too, man. I like running off of like 3 hours of sleep right now. So yeah, man, they say, and they were scattered because there is no shepherd, and they became meat to all the beasts of the field. And when they were scattered, it's like beasts of the field when they were scattered. So come, man, by being no shepherd, all right. Yeah, they claim to be out here the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, but hey, they rounding the people up, all right, but getting them ready for destruction, man. You know why? Because Isaiah 33:6 says, knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of thy time, man. What knowledge and wisdom? Knowledge and wisdom of the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. All right. But hey, these false prophets out here, they're not taking heed to the knowledge and wisdom of the Lord. They speaking according to their mind, according to their law, of what they think is right or what they feel is right, man. When this thing has nothing to do with that. We get out here and speak according to we're moved by way of the Spirit of the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, man. All right. All right. Verse 6, it says, my sheep wandered through all the mountains and upon every high hill. Yea, my flock was scattered upon all the face of the earth, and none did search or seek after him. These false prophets, yeah, once again, yeah, they're not out here closing the gaps, man. They're not bidding many back to the marriage. Why? Because they don't have a connection with the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. So how could they speak on the things that are pleasing to the Lord when they're not even doing the things that are pleasing to the Lord, man? You know? All right. It says, therefore, ye shepherds, hear the word of the Lord. As I live, saith the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, surely because my flock became a prey, and my flock became meat to every beast of the field, because there was no shepherd, neither did my shepherd search for my flock. But the shepherds fed themselves and fed not my flock. They not feeding the flock, man. They feeding themselves, man. Feeding their pockets. Out here for filthy lucre's sake, man. Charging for breakdowns and shit. And the breakdowns ain't even nothing to suffice for. All right. Charging membership fees and shit. Monthly fees, annual fees. $400 per person for the Passover and shit, man. And when everybody can just, everybody go grab a piece of lamb, or everybody put together, or we can put some money in, we can meet up in the field, or whatever the case may be, rent out, whatever it is, man. They can do it that way, but yet they want to charge $300, $400, $500 per person, and then it's 600 people meeting up and shit. Hey man, they making hella guap, man. They feeding themselves and not feeding the flock. They not beating many back to the marriage, but they beating many back to the adultery. Why? To be able to cheat on the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, man. All right. So they don't care about the flock, they care about themselves, all right? And now, as scripture says in Zechariah chapter 13, that prophet shall be ashamed of his own vision. Why? Because the things that they've been lying about, the things that they've been conniving about, being foxes in the desert about, all right, being sneaky, lying, a shit is about to be revealed. Why? Because Habakkuk 2, the vision is yet for an appointed time, but the end it shall speak, all right? And these visions are speaking, these prophets are speaking, all right, which they're going to be undeniable, all right? So therefore, they won't have any room to be able to lie within these times, man. As the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai reveal, all right, and make his way back to the place which he had made, visit the place which he had made, All right, so with that being said, Lord willing, this video was edifying. And once again, I want to give all praises to Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai Bahashim Ha Rakah Kodash Ma'amah. Double honors to the apostles and elders, a great millstone. Also to my elder as well. Down here in the lion's den of Yahshua camp. Shalom.